hip hop had on sports and vice versa. As you guys know, it's the 50th anniversary of hip hop, and I feel like sport goes so hand in hand with music. Whether you're listening to music before athletic feats, or people even on the field and court, kind of coming into the arena of music. All in all, what would you guys say, broad strokes, is just the relationship between music and sport, and how are they important to one another?
Well, I think first of all, when we talk about specifically basketball and football, is we come from the same places, like rappers, producers, basketball players, football players. Like, we come from the same community, we come from the same players. Biggie has that famous line, like, either you're slinging crack rock or you got a wicked jump shot. Like there wasn't a lot of options and opportunities in neighborhoods that we grew up in sports as an outlet, and we grew up either wanting to be basketball players, football players, or rappers. So I think it starts with that dream from when we was young.
Yeah.
Right.
Gabe, what can you say about sports?
It was funny because I was having this conversation because we were talking about the new 2K the other day, and we were even going as far to talk about, like, we were listening to music, we're like, oh, there's records that we remember from when we was playing like 2K10, 2K11, 2K12. So even to take even a step further and even include in like video games with the NBA series or with the Madden series, like there's music that has become the soundtrack to a lot of our lives growing up because of the fact through these games, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a track that London produced, you might remember the tag always coming on when you start up the game or something like that. Like, it goes even further because that we've taken hip hop and we've taken sports and we've also incorporated gaming into it too, and then that all comes full circle, and that's how that connection is there. But I think that between hip hop and music, you even look at someone like Cole, who has taken it that step further and has played for pro teams in other countries, or you look at artists like basketball players who have become rappers, like Shaq has an album out. Like, so I think that it goes hand in hand with each other.
Yeah, for sure.
How many albums Shaq dropped?
I think he got like. He might have more, but I lost count at 3. I think
they said that he's working on another one right now.
I know he's doing EDM now.
I know he's doing DJing and stuff.
Yeah, he's doing EDM.
Shaq Diesel.
But Shaq had a song with Biggie.
Yeah.
If y'all never heard it, Can't Stand the Rain. If you listen to it, like, Big, greatest of all time, one of the greatest of all time. Like, he's on everybody's list. He's up there no matter what your list is. And Shaq kept up. Like, Shaq and Biggie on the song, it didn't sound like Shaq didn't belong on the record.
Right.
Like, he kept up. Like, that's amazing.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Shaq has a platinum album.
Yeah. The first Shaq album was platinum.
Yeah. Imagine that. There's a lot of artists today that are some of the biggest, and they don't have platinum albums. And Shaq having one is
crazy.
Incredible. Like, being an NBA champion and one of the greatest basketball players ever also having a platinum album is
that's crazy.
Insanity.
Nice. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
Nah,
Yeah, Shaq's got a platinum album.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, salute to Shaq, man.
Right.
Chris Webber produces. Chris Webber produced a couple songs for Nas.
For real?
Yeah, like on official Nas albums, not even no mixtape joints or whatever. Like, it's ingrained. I mean, you had Allen Iverson was out there rapping. Dame Lillard, I respect what he's doing on the court, and then like he's out here rapping for real. Flau'jae, who we had on the show, like, she's dope. She cold with it.
Yeah.
And she a national champion. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of overlap.
Right. London, what can you, and now you can go next, but just what can you guys say, broad strokes, about the relationship between sports and music and how they kind of lend to one another?
I mean, I think for me, I agree with what everybody else said, but heavy more on like what Rob said as far as like those are the jobs that people look forward to having, either being, I feel like the relationship that hip hop has with drug dealers, how like you admire them, you wanted to be like them. It's the same thing with the athletes. So I feel like those are like the three.
Yeah, some rappers want to be like the basketball players or the athletes, and athletes want to be like.
They always say that rappers want to be the athletes, and the athletes want to be the rappers.
And real quick too, it wasn't always like that though, right? Like when we talk about Michael Jordan, again, one of the GOATs, the greatest. Just think of the generation that he grew up in. Like, he came into the league at 84. This is still the very beginnings of rap on a commercial level. Like, historically, MJ, and as much as hip hop loves MJ is not a hip hop fan. Like, and historically wasn't. If you saw The Last Dance, he's listening to Anita Baker before records. But now, when we really talk about this generation, really, like, Allen Iverson was the embodiment of that. Like, I mean, he looked like it. It wasn't just that. Like, he walked, the tattoos, the braids, the baggy shorts. Like, the NBA had to change their rules because of Allen Iverson and how you could dress on the bench. Like, he totally affected culture. And again, but he's a hip hop baby. You know what I'm saying? He's a couple generations older, so he grew up maybe on the Biggies and the Jay-Z's and the Wu-Tang. And by the time he get in the league, he swagged out. Now it's a normal thing.